we are going to talk about Mr. Augustus Gloop, this little sweetie. So, first thing I need you to understand, if you've watched the rest of these, you've heard my spiel. So the low, medium, high is a spectrum. So low is not bad and high is not good. Not how it works. So the first thing you notice is I put him into the testing area, and what I'm watching for is confidence level. Is his tail up? Is his tail down? Is he exploring, or is he just like shutting down and crying in the corner? Confidence, I gave him a high because his tail was held high. He was happy to be exploring. He checked a couple things out, and then you'll see that he like goes behind the tunnel and lays down. So this plays into energy level. I'm going to talk about this after. The next thing you notice is assertiveness. So I get into the testing area and I'm watching how he approaches me. So I almost gave him he's a medium. At first I thought maybe he was going to be a lower assertive. He's lower in the scale of medium-ish. So I still think he's a medium assertive because later on you can see that he kind of like jumps for my face and gives me kisses. But he politely, very slowly crawls into my lap. He has a very natural politeness about him. He's the first one to be kind of like sitting to say please. He'll follow around the edge of the pen and he very much knows like I sit to get attention, that natural politeness about him. So that's has a little bit to do with assertiveness as well, and the workability or the motivation level. Throughout the testing, motivation is like our trainability, our workability, how badly do they naturally want to please people. And I wasn't quite sure because day to day I would say that his workability his motivation level is quite high because he's the one that's always, like I said, sitting very quickly, and he's catching on very quickly to train. So I think he's going to be a breeze to train. Do I think that he wants to like run and do agility courses and like multiple classes a day? No, probably not. I don't think his motivation level is quite that high, but in terms of like a family companion, I think that he's going to be lovely and he's going to want to learn a few tricks and enjoy little training sessions, but nothing super crazy. Which, again, plays into energy level. We'll talk about this. Nerve strength and resiliency. So how does he handle stress? I felt like he handled stress very well. There was one little shake off, which is a calming signal for a dog, so he handled it very well. I did give him a high because I didn't feel like I noticed any stress signs from him during our evaluation. When we're doing grooming, desensitizing, so this will also play into touch tolerance, I gave him a medium. This is one of those traits that we want to be building into. He handles puppy massages very well. He enjoys being cuddled. He enjoys being handled. The touch tolerance is more like a visit to the vet, a visit to the groomer. How, tolerant or is he going to be like manhandled for a massage which is not really a massage by the vet. So I give him a medium for this because I know in our daily grooming sessions, the blow dryer, he's going to need a little bit of extra love and patience with. He's not super loving the blow dryer like some of them, but that can actually absolutely be worked on. So that comes with time and practice. And then you can see when I flip him on his back on my lap that he's kind of like, nope, not my favorite position. That's totally normal. But he does really love cuddling. He like melts into your neck. So in terms of like the cuddliness, yeah, he definitely has the cuddliness factor. So don't let that deceive you on his touch tolerance. Energy level. Okay, so I did score him a medium. Generally speaking, I do think he is a medium energy dog. I think that he's going to keep up with family walks, probably occasionally do the longer one. I don't think he's going to be the buddy that wants to go for like daily long hikes or big adventures with a family. I think he's a little bit on the lower side. So of the bunch, he is the lowest energy pup in the litter, though I will say he's still a medium energy dog overall. I say this because like what I noticed is he first went into the testing area, you watched him for a minute or two, and then he goes and lays down behind the tunnel. And there was a few other times where he kind of was like, I'm just going to have a little sit here just for a minute. And then he did totally perk up and get his puppy energy, and he runs and he plays and he does all of the things. So medium energy, but lowest of the bunch. Sound and sight sensitivity. So the sound sensitivity, I shook with the popper and he did not even notice. He ran over to check it out, which is great. I love seeing that. Super confident. Please excuse the yelling teenager in the background. Sight sensitivity. I popped that umbrella and I tried a couple times and he didn't even notice. He just didn't even flinch. So again, these are both traits that we can continue to build in our dogs. So I feel like that's only going to get better with practice, which is really awesome. Prey drive. Okay. So I scored him a low. He did kind of engage with toys here and there, but he really wasn't super interested. So I don't think that he's going to be the one that's like chasing the cat around the house, or he's not going to be chasing the kids as bad if there's like kids that visit and whatnot. So overall, I'd say that he's kind of like a mellow, ho-hum kind of guy. Pretty chill, I would say, is kind of the best descriptor. Human focus. So I scored him a medium because of the testing area. What I noticed from day-to-day life is that he's quite human focused. He's always sitting and his eye contact is very good and he's always kind of watching you. But then in the testing area, again, he was kind of like, yeah, I'm totally going to snuggle with you and I'm totally going to check in with you. But then he also was like, fine to do other things. Yeah, easygoing. Okay, tender-hearted. So I did score him a high. Again, of the bunch, he's the most tender-hearted. And what that looks like is, so what you'll see in the video is I pretend to cry and I pretend to do my little tantrum on the floor and he checks in and he's worried about me. And then like after 20 or 30 seconds, he's like, okay, this is too much. And he leaves me. This is a very endearing trait. These are the puppies that like lay in bed with you all week and when you're sick and they never leave your side. And they feel very bad for you. Where this trait maybe is a point of consideration that's not the best is someone who really struggles with anxiety or depression. If you're somebody that like you have days where you just can't get off the couch because the weight of the world is too much, your dog is also going to feel that. Augustus is going to try and hold the weight of the world for his people. And he's going to need a very strong leader if that's the case. If you are not a very emotional person and there's not a lot of anxiety or depression going in the home and there's not kids with like giant big feelings, I don't even think you're going to notice that he's extremely tenderhearted. I think you're going to be a wonderful leader and a great companion and person for him. To show him the way. So those would be my only areas of consideration for homes with big feelings. Little Augustus is going to want to take all of those feelings on himself. And those are the dogs that, you both end up with anxiety in the end if it's not guided properly. Dog friendliness. I gave him a neutral. I wasn't sure at first. I was going to say submissive because he kind of notices the dog, but then he kind of shies away. And then he kind of army crawls over. And then by the end, he was jumping at his face, which is more assertive. So I gave him a neutral because I think he's going to like dogs. He's going to do totally fine whether there's a dog in the house or not. I think he would do better if their home had a dog, if the dog wasn't necessarily super assertive at him. I think he might appreciate a little bit more of like a respectful play nature with another adult dog. If you have any questions about Augustus, overall, I think he's just like a sweet little cuddly, love, roly-poly bug. You let me know.